God.
Yeah, that happened. I flipped my first car, and everything after this was written before I did that. This is the smallest and probably most terrifying car in the world. Not only that, it's one of the most expensive cars in the world per pound. So why does it exist? What is it for? All of those questions and more will be answered shortly. So grab that glasses thing that jewelers use to see tiny things, because it's time to go single front headlight to single rear tire, bumper to bumper, on apparently a very flippable car. I'm a little shook. It might be a weird energy on this one. On the Peel P50. Thanks to CuriosityStream for sponsoring this episode. If you don't know, CuriosityStream is a new service with thousands of documentaries, exclusive originals, and nonfiction titles available at your desire. The best part is, it's only $2.99 a month. That's less than I spend at Redbox every night renting movies in a convenience store parking lot. I don't even have to leave my friggin' house anymore. CuriosityStream is available on almost every platform, and I'm a generous guy. So for you, our beloved audience, the first 30 days are completely free if you sign up at curiositystream.com/bumper to bumper and use the promo code bumper2bumper during the sign up process. Get your education on and thank me later. We've had a ton of unique cars on this show. Cars that I would love to own and drive. Cars that I fit in, cars that I don't flip. But this is the smallest and most flippable one we've ever had. This P50 is in fact the smallest production car in the world. How do I know that? Because the freaking Guinness Book of World Records says so. It's only 54 inches long. To put that into perspective, the two-door Mini Cooper, one of the smallest cars you can buy in the US, is 151 inches long. That's almost 3 times this car's length. And what is truly cuckoo bananas about the P50 is it's street legal in the US. Would I want to drive it on the streets? No. Betwixt all those huge trucks and SUVs? No. So you're probably sitting on the toilet, like most of you guys who watch our videos are doing, and wondering, who made this car? Why did they make it? And how the did this come to be? Max, can you just roll the footage of this car trying to kill me again? The year was 1960. A bloke named Cyril Cannell had an idea. Cyril lived in a small town called Peel on an island sandwiched between England and Ireland, the Island of Man, aka the Isle of Man. Maybe you've heard of this island. It's famous for its three-legged flag, being the birthplace of the Bee Gees, and for hosting one of the most notoriously terrifying motorcycle races of all time. Now, the Isle of Man TT, or Tourist Trophy, has been going on since 1907. Racers navigate 38 miles of treacherous roads at speeds of up to 138 miles an hour. There have been over 250 deaths since the TT started on the Isle of Man. In 1970 alone, a record 6 racers lost their lives. You have to be seriously twisted to race in that motorcycle race.
And oh my, whoa!
The roads on the Isle of Man are narrow and curvy, less than ideal for anything wider than a bicycle. It was for this reason that Cyril Cannell wanted to design a microcar that would make sense for commuting on these windy island roads. He worked at Peel Engineering, a small company that made fiberglass boat hulls and motorcycle bodies. So it made sense to make the body of the car out of fiberglass as well. With the help of a co-worker, Cyril began designing his dream island car. The whole thing weighs only 230 pounds. Here is a list of dogs that weigh more than this death trap of a car. Newfoundland, St. Bernard, English Mastiff, Neapolitan Mastiff, Clifford. The front is bare bones. There's tiny bumpers that honestly wouldn't protect you from anything. Also, this tiny windscreen has one tiny wiper on it for optimum cuteness. Right under the tiny headlight is the tiny gas cap where you put like a teacup worth of gas in, which brings me to my next point. This base level P50 has a 49cc single overhead cam scooter engine in it, which is still too much. Output is 3.5 horsepower and 2 whole pound-feet of torque. If you're not impressed yet, buckle up. The P50 has a top speed of 28 miles per hour, but it only takes 2 to flip you and make you scared. Max, play it again. Peel debuted the P50 at the 1962 Earl's Court Motorcycle Show in England. They originally sold for 199 British pounds, which translates to about 5,000 US dollars today. But it didn't sell that well. I wonder why? No more than 50 of the cars were made, and only 27 are known to exist today. Peel designed a few other micro cars, like the 2-passenger Trident and one called the Viking that was based off of a Mini. But ultimately, none of them could save the business, and Peel Engineering had to shut her doors in 1974. Now it's time for me to get back in the car. This single seat is literally patio furniture and doesn't give you any sense of safety when you roll it over. The P50 was advertised to be big enough for one person and one bag. I'm not sure how big people are on the Isle of Man, but I'd bet about 30% of Americans wouldn't be able to fit in this. There's not really much to talk about in this interior. I'm honestly feeling kind of claustrophobic. It's like a tiny tractor. It's sort of triggering my PTSD. There's a little tiny speedometer right here that goes up to 160 kilometers per hour, even though this car only goes 45 kilometers per hour. There's a window right here that's like race car-y for ventilation, I guess. Despite everything, this is still my favorite part of the episode. Let's start this little up. My foot. This car that tried to kill me isn't even actually a real P50, it's a replica. Peel Engineering was resurrected in 2010 with new body types, models, and updated engines. This base model P50 is available for around $10,000. With it, you get the 49cc engine and a bunch of different color options and custom liveries. Other trim levels of the P50 include an all-electric version, and if this isn't enough of a death trap, you can get the 125 GT, the hot rod of the Peel world. The GT Spider is Peel's flagship model, and it costs over $22,000 by weight. That means you are paying $95 a pound for a convertible version of this car. To put that into perspective, a brand new 600 horsepower Lamborghini Urus costs $41 a pound, and it won't flip and hurt your arm. P50 definitely isn't a value play. It definitely isn't safe either, but it's cute and it's unique and it can fit a surprisingly tall human in it. You can even buy one without an engine so you can do the motor swap of your dreams. Just in case having a 3-wheeled, super dangerous, but really slow and goofy looking babe magnet isn't enough for you. This thing's enough for me. Literally scariest car I've ever driven. Max, play it again. Go. A just want to give a big shout out to Galpin for always being a great partner for Donut. They've hooked us up a million times in the past, and they were nice enough to let us drive their P50 for this episode, and they weren't even that mad when I flipped it.
Yeah. Oh!
Oh my God.